All right. Well, welcome to Pacer Chat. Uh, we're gonna bring Marty in. I'm getting a little bit of feedback. I can't know where that's coming from. Pamela, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm Jeff Iosa with Pacer Travel, and then we got Bobby Joe. She's here. Marty's on the road. He's driving from Clearwater over to Davenport. And
Okay.
then Marty, you want to introduce our guest tonight? Can you hear
Absolutely. Joining from the Keys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you got a little bit of an echo.
Okay. Well, join us from the Pamela.
Yes, you're cutting up. I can't hardly hear you.
he's cutting out.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Pamela Chapman Markle, who you just finished what was it? 10th?
This is my 10th. Yes,
10th Keys 100.
correct.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you want to know who she is, they wrote an article on her in Ultra Running magazine, and here is the article here. You can go to it and find out everything she's done, all the races she's done. She just got her 10th finished, and great article. I just read through it a little while ago, and we're happy to have you on the show tonight. Thank you for coming.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah. All right. So we got a lot to go over tonight, starting with the Keys 100, which happened this past weekend. Great race. Pamela, how was the weather down there this year?
It was warm, not as warm as last year, but it was still very warm, very humid.
Yeah, because we were curious, because if you look at the times this year, they seemed like they were a lot faster than they were in previous years. So you wondered, did we have better runners down there this year, or was it just better weather?
It was definitely better weather.
Definitely better weather. So
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
down there. And yeah, it was hot, but for us Florida people, it wasn't that bad actually, because last year were you there last year?
I was, and last year was the worst.
Yeah, last year was terrible. And then this year
was.
I mean, it was under 100 degrees, so what more can you ask for, right?
Right. And last year it was over 100 degrees. And
yeah, it was like 115 real feel. Yeah.
They had the highest dropout rate last year ever.
Oh,
yeah.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know we have Kitty Jenkins who's in the chat. She was down there crewing, so she checked in a few times with us. And so we were just watching those times, and they were, I think Nick Urena was in the like 22nd or 23rd, and he was 10 minutes off of last year's second place time. Matt Clapper, he was that close.
Right.
Pretty crazy. So
yeah,
that's good. I pretty much watched the whole race, but I got to do it from the air conditioning of my office while we were down there live streaming. So and I didn't hear too many people complaining, so we figured it was pretty good weather down there.
It had a breeze, so that was really nice. The breeze was great over the water.
Yeah, that could definitely make a big key, is if you're having the breeze come off of the water. I know we were down there one time. We hit a rainstorm while I was crewing. It did get cold after the rainstorm. We were on the backside of 7 Mile Bridge. It got a little chilly. I was surprised about that. And I've heard other people say that they got caught in a rainstorm and got, they were on the opposite side of being hot. They were actually being really cold when they were down there. So that's good. So how did your race go down there?
I was actually really sick, like after mile 11 for the entire race, which I haven't ever been like that. So my time was a lot slower. However, I did fine. I did 26 hours. So I was on my first 11 miles was done in under 2 hours. So I just don't think I could keep food down. I think I had a little food bug, but who knows?
Yeah, yeah, it's a 100-mile race. Anything can happen.
That's right. And everything did happen, but that's okay. I still finished that. Like I told my husband, "Well, just slow down, you know, that's all I can do."
Yes, and
So do
that's
you
the key
think
when.
that's, oh, sorry, go ahead, Jeff.
No, I was gonna say, I mean, that's the key when you're a veteran is you know your body's gonna rebound, you know you're gonna come around, you're gonna know how to troubleshoot it, and it's a big key. Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's what
That's,
I was going to bring up. Is basically, is your experience helps you, and what other people might want to give up when something like that turns around. So,
yeah, especially knowing that it's my 10th time, you know, and I've never DNF'd the Keys ever. So yeah, I was real excited just to finish this race. So
all right. So, question: Is there? Did you get anything special for your 10th finish?
no, I did not. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, no kidding. Because I've ran 1,000 miles down from Key Largo to Key West. But I did get a text message from Bob yesterday stating that he is going to go to the warehouse and send me a plaque. So we'll see if I
oh,
get something special, yeah, for that.
Now, the question I have is: do you know? Is there anybody that has more finishes than? I know we talked about this last week. We were trying to figure out who had the most finishes. I thought we
I
were
do.
talking. You have
Yes.
the. You now have the most finishes.
Yes, I've had the most finishes since I got 8 finishes.
Okay.
And but I wanted to get 10. And so Mike Melton checked it out and said, yes, you are the only one who's done 10 finishes at the Keys 100. So
So
do you
that's
know
why
who's
there's
second?
no.
I'm sorry.
Do you know who's second behind you?
I think Dave Krupski has
Yeah.
done 7. However, the last 2 times he's DNF'd. So he's got 7 finishes and he's DNF'd 2. But I have 10 finishes and I've never DNF'd.
Awesome.
And then I think Molly Melton had 5 finish. She got her 5th finish this year, so I think she's pretty. She might be close in there. So, but 10. I mean, that's impressive. To do one race 10 times is pretty impressive on
Whit-
that.
Whitney Dutton suggested that you get a free entry next year. Buy 10, get one free. So.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, it's like you remember those subway cards we had when we were younger, and you clip them
I-
off. When you hit the 10th one, you get the next
yeah,
one. You get the next one free.
for sure.
So,
How many bad water finishes do you have, Pamela?
I have 6.
6. Okay.
All
And
right. So the question.
I
Oh, go
intend to
ahead.
do 10. I intend to do 10 or 12 of bad water. Yeah.
So we've asked people who've done both. What's harder? What do you think is harder?
I get a lot of questions about that, and they're both two so different races that humidity is definitely harder. I will tell you that. However, bad water starts at night at 8 o'clock at night. So you traverse 135 miles through 3 deserts, and it's very, very hot. It's between 130 degrees at 8 o'clock at night, but that's a dry heat. I can tolerate dry heat, and I think most people can tolerate dry heat better than the humidity as thick as the Keys is.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very hard to say. I always tell people when I sit on the panel to help people know how to tolerate this race is it's going to be hard from the first 5 miles on. So it is. So, and in Death Valley, it's hard because you have a lot of hills, a lot of mountains to climb, and it's very hot also, but you can breathe, and
Yeah.
that's a real different aspect of a race. So, but you have the constant having to stay up for 48 hours, which is really hard.
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a
Have you
different part.
have you done any the longer multi-day where your sleep strategies more come into play?
I don't do the multi-day. I've done a 200, the Tahoe 200 I did. And I don't care to ever do another 200.
One and
Um,
done.
yeah, the multi-day I've got a world record on the 48 hour. And I have also a USA record, and I have a USA record on all of the lower, like the 100K, 24 hour,
So
all
we're
of the
not going to see you
lower
at a 6 day. Is that
mileage.
what you're saying?
Never. But I am going to Spartathlon this year, so I'm hoping to finish the 153 miles in
Oh,
Spartathlon.
that's awesome.
Yeah, that one's brutal with those the keeping up with the cutoffs the whole time through
You're
at
you're
Decathlon.
absolutely right. You're right.
Um,
And no
and it,
woman over the age of 65 has ever ran it, finished
really,
it.
Oh, wow.
So, yes. So I'm hoping to get my strategy in place to where, because I had a total hip done 2 years ago, and I've just been getting my speed back. So I'm hoping to have it back by September.
yeah. So I mean, that's a race you got to have your speed on. I mean,
You're,
there's what's the cutoffs? I mean, it's almost every 6 miles they have cutoffs, time
yeah,
cutoffs,
y-
or
yeah, they're horrible. Yeah,
it makes Leadville look easy.
you're right. That's true.
Oh, craziness. So, well, that's great. So, all right, let's go over the. We're going to go over the results from the race. So, Brett Sanborn out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. He has the course. He had the course record already, and so he looked like he was on course record. He was cruising fairly well, and as you can tell, like he was 4 hours ahead of everyone else at the end. The crazy thing, we were at Bobby Joe was at the finish line. He came across the finish line, and we had no clue it was him. And he looked like he was going to collapse. Like he ran completely out there, and they had to get him a chair. And it wasn't until he sat down, we're like, oh, we think that's our winner. But yeah, he put it all out there, did well. 14:21. I can't remember. I don't have the what the record is in front of me, but I think he
I
was.
think it's 13:49.
Yeah, so he was
yeah.
about 40 minutes off. Alexander Thomas, he was second, and that was interesting because he finished almost an hour after Dan McHugh, but started an hour after Dan. And so Dan had finished, and Mike Melton's like, we can't give him second yet. We can't give him, and we're trying to run the numbers in our head, trying to figure out, well, who could pass him? And then Alexander Thomas finished, and he moved all the way up in the second. And then Dan McHugh out of Colorado, he placed third. He's had some good results down here in Florida, just like Brett has. And then Nicholas Sabone was fourth, and then you could kind of go down there on the male side. Shout out to Nicholas Urena, that was 23rd down there in 22:48.
Somebody that Ian Thomas, he set the record for the 65 age group at the Keys.
Well, actually, let me rectify that. He's he's 63. When I was 63, I beat that record 25 minutes.
Oh, did you?
Wow.
Yeah. So I think they're wrong, unless it's a male record. But
Male record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have
But
the
I still
overall.
hold that record. I
overall
hold
record.
that course record. Yeah.
And we can see Whitney Dutton there. She's in the chat. So she finished 9th female, 21st overall.
Yep. Congrats.
Yeah, she was great.
Yeah, the women were kicking butt down there. They were they had all the middle on the top 10. I mean, they were running well. The race is hard for us, the track, just because of the different waves. So we were constantly doing math, trying to figure out who was winning and who was not. So I think Nicole, and I butchered her name all day, Nicole Enline,
Well, Lean, they were calling her Lean.
Lean. Yep, Lean. Yeah. Victoria Brown came on and told us how to pronounce her name. Those two, I believe, finished right about the same time.
Yeah, they did. They came in at the same time as two teams. So when I was recording, it looked like about 20 people crossing the finish line at once, and they were just mixed up because it was the two teams, Nicole and Lean, plus their crew and pacers and everybody. There's a lot of hand holding across the finish line and stuff. So it just looked like this large group coming in, and it wasn't until we could see the results popping up on the last cross results that we noticed the names and were able to search for them. And again, it was another thing where we had to figure out the math on who actually is in first and second place.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
And we had actually sent a cameraman out to catch them, and they went right by him without him seeing. Mike Albert went out to catch them, and he missed them coming in.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, Nicole and Lean, and then Elizabeth, who's new to ultra run. First time we saw her was out at Death at Dupree, and that was her first ultra, and she had finished. She got over 100 miles on the Backyard Ultra. She was third overall in 1931, which is incredible for her 100-mile debut.
Well, and Nicole, who won first place, that was her first 100, and her only other ultra sign up place is at TikTok. She won TikTok last year.
Oh, wow.
But that was her first 100, and she actually says she's training using the Keys as a training run for a 100-mile obstacle course race.
Yeah, you did well. So sometimes if you don't know what you can do wrong in a race, it's better to come in and just run it.
Yeah, no kidding.
And then Karen,
and Lean is Karen. It's funny because we see these people, some of these like top women, and I talk to them afterwards, and both Lean and Karen were disappointed with their times in there. So we thought they did great. They were personally not happy, but they still did amazing, and I hope they recognize that now that all the adrenaline and first off emotions are gone.
Yeah.
I feel that after every race. I'm not happy.
Then we had Loanne down at 5th place and Laura Watts. That was a good race right there.
Laura did great. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those two were only
2 seconds apart.
21 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, 21 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they came in. They were another one. Did Laura come in first or did Loanne?
Loanne did.
Okay, so she did come in because I knew again we were just constantly trying to figure out who was actually winning.
Yeah. Dusty Taylor finished his first one. Verity Mathis. And there's Pamela right there. First place female, 65 to 69, 26:37. That's impressive. Very impressive. So,
Thank you.
Congrats to everyone that was out there at Keys. We had a blast live streaming the race. We kind of threw it together last minute and did what we could to provide coverage down there. And I know I did it from home. Bobby Joe was down there. Marty was scrambling. He was helping Mike Melton timing, and we kept checking in. We're like, Marty, you okay? He was zipping all over the course. So great job to Marty down there for getting us the timing mats out so we knew where everybody was. But we have a couple. There's some people I want to thank from the live stream, helping with the live stream, Marty and Bobby Joe, of course. And then we had the group from Where's the Finish podcast, Joe Miller. He helped out. He did a morning session with me he was announcing, and then he did the late night with me. I think we were on from 7 o'clock to 2:30 in the morning. Our goal was to get off at 2, and Lowe was coming in at around 2:20. We hung on a little bit. So Joe Miller, thank you a lot for your help. And then we had out in the field, we had Kevin and Shay. They were providing great footage. And actually, here's some of the footage that they had. So we'll show this really quick. This was one of the highlights from the day. This was the evening session, and they were crewing Sage Lions feet.
I enjoy helping runners, and it just so happens that feet's what gets them going.
Yeah.
Sage is in there enjoying her sandwich. Let's see what's going on there. She was getting a good bite out of it.
That was team JIATFS that just
Right.
finished.
Good job.
All right.
Good. Yes, that door. Go up the steps. Hang a
I thought we
left.
had someone on here. All right, we're starting to get the views up on the late night. I think the feet have brought out the viewers. We're up to 13. Let's see how high we can go tonight.
Who wants more feet? We can get you more feet.
We can get you more feet. Is that if that's what the crowd wants?
We got feet.
We need to
We
get
got
some subscriptions here.
Jordan's in the chat.
Jordan is a foot guy, obviously.
Yeah. Take it down. All right. So we're back up. Yeah, so that was right after 7 Mile Bridge. Great camera work by Kevin. Thank you guys again. It was great all day long. They were providing great coverage out there. So thank you for the crew from Where's the Finish podcast. Then we had the other crew following Molly Melton. You had Justin Yonkers and Eric D. Simone, and they were providing great coverage all day long. They were fun. They were fun to watch. Then we had Nick Urena. He was the only runner we had that was actually live streaming while he was running. And here's video. Here's Nick kept sending me videos, and this is what we'd get from him.
Hey Jeff, so I got Nick here. We're pacing across a bridge right now.
We're about mile 34.69.
Yeah, it's like I've had a beer and a key lime pie on a stick.
Yes,
So-
check.
So got first pacer of the day.
Yes.
So we're gonna get to Hell's Tunnel and we'll get that knocked out here in a little bit.
Yep. Feeling humble, feeling good.
Yeah,
Appreciate
sponsor.
my team.
Hashtag LaCroix.
Yes.
LaCroix
yes,
Live.
I need some love right there, LaCroix. Mini Cokes.
Yeah,
Let's put
so-
some real sugar. Come on, guys.
Come on.
You know, mini real sugar Cokes.
So,
That's what I'm talking about.
so he's
Let's do
feeling
that.
He's feeling good. He's got a good attitude. So we're gonna get him across this damn finish line. All right.
All right. Peace out, people.
All right. Later.
First team. Love.
So we
Did
get
Nick get his sponsorship?
LaCroix. So yeah. So while we're at it, thank you, Craig Betts. He was sending us some stuff. So I mean, we were following 3 or 4 people. Their crews were right on it, sending us information, sending us video, providing live streaming. We also had the other one. I don't have video of it, but Justin, who was Loanne's husband, he was crewing. He was sending us footage, and he would put his cell phone on his chest while he was crewing Loanne as she was coming through the aid station. So we had a lot of good video.
Body cam footage.
Of Lo coming through. So that was great. Then we had the camera crew down there. That was all the film crew that was taking still pictures. Tuan provided awesome coverage all day long. He had a start camera set up for us, so we always had footage there. He had a stationary camera at the finish line. And then when he was out on bridges, he was actually bouncing between aid stations. He would provide coverage. When he was taking pictures, he would set up a still camera. Mike Alberts did the same thing when Mike was on bridges, providing coverage. So thank you to Tuan and Mike Alberts. That was great. Katie Jenkins, she helped out with the Kevin and Shay group. Then we had helping announce. We had Luke and Nicole. They joined the morning session, and they were on there helping us announce it in the morning. Also announcing, we had Marsha Ulrich, Meg Eckert, and Victoria Brown. They joined us. Those were our celebrity announcers. Omar Guerrera joined us in the evening session. He's done keys, so he provided some great insight. Mike Melton, phenomenal timing that kept us, when we were bored, we would just read off who went through splits. And it worked out great. And he didn't sleep at all, did he, Bobby Joe?
A little bit. There may be some camera footage on there.
There may be some footage of Mike Melton on the live streams.
You have to watch the entire. Go ahead and rewatch live stream number 2 and see what you can.
I wrote the time down so we could pull it, and I threw in a sheet. I gotta find it so I could send it to you so we can pull the footage. I figure there's a good meme in there somewhere. And then Chris Stengel provided some great coverage of the 50K with Whitney Dancaster, and Jonathan Keir provided great coverage at the start when we didn't have a camera there right away. So thank you for all those people, and then shout out to Bob Becker and his crew. Race marshals were great all day long. I was able to keep in contact with like Mark Burgett, and I'm trying to think who else was on the marshal crew. Greg Lawson,
JD McGee, Don Sullivan,
Simon and Jonathan,
Mark Kudak.
Yeah.
Are we missing anybody on that?
Was Taz was there? I'm not sure if she was a marshal or a volunteer.
She was at the end. Yeah, she gave the buckles out when Bob went to sleep.
Yeah. So definitely appreciate you guys. Thank you for the opportunity for being out there. And Amy.
Banana Champ.
Yeah. We were surprised. Charlotte showed up on the live stream, and she wasn't in a costume. We're always used to Charlotte running a marathon in a costume, so it was great seeing her out there crewing. Again, big thanks to Joe Miller and his crew. Great time.
So Pam, when you saw those feet videos, is there anything you do special for your feet?
I'm pretty lucky with my feet. No, I don't do anything special.
Yeah, that is lucky. That's good.
Yeah, I don't have any problems usually with my feet at all. I might get a blister if it rains or, but that's it.
Yeah, I think as on the, I don't get problems with my feet. You just lather them up, and they're usually, I might get a little bit of a blister, but I think the more you do it, I'm always curious, do your feet build up the toughness over time? And so am I protecting my feet better than I did when I started, or are my feet more used to it? Or am I just losing those toenails, which the toenails always cause me blisters, and I just don't have them?
Yeah, I do think that your feet do build up tolerance in the long distances. So, mine have, and I don't wear high heels. I'm in flip flops. So it's
I threw all my high heels out about 2 years after I started running. So.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Like, these are pretty, but I don't want them anymore.
Right. They're not comfortable. But I do lose my nails a lot, but I think that's just from running as much as I do run.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. And sometimes I find it's easier not to have toenails most of the time. So if
I
I can go
agree
into
with
a
you.
race missing 2 or 3 toenails, it's always a better.
I agree. Yeah. I'm looking forward to Badwater because I don't have any toenails on my right foot.
Oh, really?
They're gone.
So Pamela, summing it up, do a race where you lose your toenails pre your A race, and you'll be in good. That's a secret right there.
There you go.
Good deal. Is there anything else we're missing on the keys before we wrap up the keys?
No, it was a great race.
Yeah,
as usual.
So
it was-
are you gonna go back, or was 10 the number, and now we'll move on to something else?
No, I'm going back. I'll be moving on to other races, but the Keys is one of my favorites, and so is Badwater. So everything else is just an add-in, and I've done quite a few already this year. So this is my fourth race this year. So yeah. So next is Badwater, and I'm looking forward to that.
That's
It's a good
exciting.
schedule.
It's right around the corner.
Yep, 6 weeks.
Well, good luck.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. All right. The other big race happening in the South was.
Oh, for Jeff, Pamela, we just want to let you know we're going to go on to other races. So you're welcome to stay on and chat or hang out. Or if you leave us, we're not going to be offended. So.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you all. I appreciate it a lot.
Thank you.
So we had Cruel Jewel this weekend up in Georgia. This is a great. I mean, if you know this race, it's the 100-mile. You get 48 hours. It's I thought someone had 28,000 feet, but I think they advertised 33,000 feet.
30, yeah, 33 is what I've heard.
Which is absolutely, it's crazy. So I think I've done 23,000 with a 100-miler out at Run Rabbit Run. So trying to imagine another 10,000 feet of climb over 100 miles. It's kind of tough. So this is on my list. I would like to eventually get up there and try this out. I got to get a Hard Rock qualifier in next year. So this may be on my list right here.
There you go. And that race company is great too. That Dumas or Dumbass race company. They also put on Merrill's Mile.
Yeah. So congrats, Matt Pruitt out of Little Rock, Arkansas, and this shows how tough this course is. So he finished it. He was the winner and did it in 27 hours and 31 minutes. Shannon Wheeler was just about 50 minutes behind him. She was first female in 28:22. And then going down, Mark Sharp and Stan Fleming finished out the podium. And then on the female side, I think we got to go all the way down. Lee Connor was second, and Lilia Maslow out of New York was third.
Oh, Micah Morgan was there.
Was Michael Morgan? Where did I say?
Yep,
did I miss
she
that?
came, or he 20th. He came in.
Okay. All right. So I only know that name because one of the girls I trained with, her husband was coached by. No, she was trained by Micah Morgan's husband.
Oh.
I think our top Florida finish was Theory Goulet out of Miami. He finished in 34:42. I believe he had that good finish at Long Haul this year too, if I'm not mistaken. And then scrolling down, he was top Florida finisher. Simone Valentine Austin out of Naples. She was 13th female and finished in 41:17. And then all the way down to last finisher was in 47:22. So they had 114 finishers. So congrats to those that have finished that race. You guys got your Hard Rock qualifier in. All right, can you guys still hear me?
Yep. Listen. You're doing good.
Today I was hearing the reverb, so I'm like taking my headphones out. I couldn't tell what it is, so I'm gonna keep my headphones out. All right, so that's Cruel Jewel. Those were 2 races this weekend. There was a bunch of others. I didn't see any that popped up that we wanted to mention. And I'm still hearing it. I can't figure out where I'm getting this sound from.
Jeff's having technical difficulties, so bear with us. Oh, I can hear it now.
Right. I found it. I got a monitor in my room, in my office now, and that was picking up the time. We're good. I'm not hearing that reverb anymore. Nope, still hearing it. Oh, well, we're going to deal with it.
Um,
All right, so what else do we have, Bobby Joe?
Well, the Cocodona 250 registration opened on May 20th at what, 11 a.m. our time, I believe.
It did.
It took less than 15 minutes to sell out and pretty much crashed Ultra Sign Up. So if you were trying to log into Ultra Sign Up during that time and you weren't already there, you were in trouble. So congratulations to our friend Luke Vidal.
Luke did get in. So I was actually surprised that the Sedona Canyons 125 sold out too. That's pretty impressive there that they also sold out. So I'm curious to see how the other ones do. I know the Flagstaff Crest, we signed up pretty late for that race last year and got in. So
yeah, I wouldn't suggest anybody signing up late for any of these, because that's what people are going to do, right? They're going to see that summer sold out and they're just going to move on to the next one. And there's a 100-mile option this year, the Bradshaw Brute. It has 22,000 feet of climbing, and no crews or pacers are allowed.
So you're basically running the first part of the.
Yeah, it goes alongside the course and it kind of intersects. So yeah, you're not necessarily always on the same course, but it does cross over at all the aid stations. And they said you do have to not qualify, but there are some prerequisites. It can't be your first 100, that sort of thing.
Yep, and congrats. Nicole got into the Flagstaff Crest. So now the problem now is Luke has to finish the 250 in time for Nicole to run the 40-miler. So the race, Cocodona starts on Monday. Luke has to be done on Thursday so Nicole can run on Friday. So, most likely I'll be out there. So we'll be able to.
I would love to, but we'll see what happens.
No, it was great. It was a great vacation. I'm working on that video right now. I'm calling it the Cocodona vacation. The Cocodona vacation. So I've been editing a little bit of it, and so
Caucasian.
That's actually a good name. So. So it's cool. I was going through footage last night, working on the Sedona part right now when we did the Hangover Trail. So that was neat. And then,
yeah, the rim to rim video you put on were you using that new gimbal?
No, that was actually the GoPro.
Oh, so, yeah, because that steadies things pretty good.
Yeah. So I dropped this video last night, 2 nights ago. So this is dropping into the Grand Canyon, about 3 miles in. We'll show a little bit of it. I have it prepped up.
If I drop it, the screen's already cracked.
That was just a sneak peek. I was hoping Marty would jump back on. I don't know.
You just find like a parking space or something, and you could.
Yeah. So he had a long drive today. So that was dropping in the Grand Canyon. That was a great runnable section. So that I do recommend that's a bucket list item. If you ever want to go out and run the Grand Canyon, you have questions about it, let me know. I'd love to help you work out the logistics on it. Great. I mean, the views were just unbelievable. Absolutely. We absolutely loved it out there. So was there anything else on Cocodona? So congrats to those that got in.
Training starts now.
Yeah. So it'll be fun to I'll watch Luke as he trains for this race next year. So it'll be fun. I'm trying to talk Nick in to go out and helping crew. So so we'll have a fun time out there. All right. This weekend you got Capitol Backyard going on.
And Julian's going, right?
Yep, that is up in the DC area. So here's the entry list we have. Megan, I'm just going off of some names I can recognize up there. Megan Alvarado. Who else is? They got Julian Long. So we're excited to see what Julian does. So I think they were heading up today. The race starts on Saturday, so we'll be able to track
Hopefully
it.
it ends many days from now.
Yeah. I know they when they were planning it, they were looking at a whole week up there. So we'll see. It'll be fun to track, and I'm sure there's going to be good tracking for that race too.
Yeah, and that's a silver ticket race for bigs. So this would get them into another one.
Yeah,
The winner.
Yeah. Locally, we got the Sweat Swat Swear up in Inverness area. So this is a great race. If you're looking for a race to go to, I'm sure they still got some spots open. Great course.
And there's a 50K, a 25K, and 10. And a lot of people do this for their first ultra. So if you've got any friends that you can drag, maybe they ran a marathon and now they're itching to go, just send them this way.
Yeah. I was looking at the lineup, looking at it going, I may be interested in jumping up there.
Well, that Gavin Dunn, he's got a lot of good 50K results.
Let's see what Gavin. That's the great thing about this. So
yes.
He has a 4:46 Wild Florida Trail Run. I can't tell. There's a lot of Gavin Dunns. So he has a 4:46. But if you look at the look over here at the top performances, I think 2023, I went 3:59 there. That was probably one of my best 5K races.
Nice.
So mad. So on the so the course record at the time was this lady right here. She went 4:06. And so my goal when I was going out was I wanted the course record back because she took my course record. I wanted the course record back. So I knew I had to go under 4 hours. And so I wanted to break the course record, go under 4 hours. And then Matthew Baumkamp showed up. And he smoked me by 14 minutes. I went under 4 hours.
He was 20 years younger than you.
Oh, yeah. We're not going to talk about that. So Matthew's he's kicked my ass in many 50Ks.
He's like, hold on, old man.
I want to say he came off of cross country. He ran collegiate at USF. So he comes from a running background, but he totally smoked me. I ran a good race, man. I was 18 minutes faster than when I had the course record in 2021. No, that was, I'm sorry, 2021, we were on a different course because of COVID.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so we ran out the Green Swamp. The year before, 2020 was the course record on this course. So, so great race. If you're still looking for a race to sign up, head out to this. Great. I believe Marty's going to be out there helping with an aid station. So,
I was out there last year. And Marty's going to be out there this year.
Yeah. So still some spots. You may see me out there. I don't know.
Because we may be somewhere else, right?
No.
Are you not going?
No. So also happening this weekend is Wickham Park down in Melbourne, Florida. And if you don't know what Wickham Park is, it's 50 miles. You have to run 50 miles every day in 12 and a half hours. I believe it's 12 and a half hours.
Well, to get the 200. Yeah. They also have the marathons and 50, not 50K. There's a couple
Well, I
other.
mean, you can go. Yeah, you can go 1
Yeah.
day, 2 days, 3 day, or 4 day. So basically, in order to finish the 200, you have to finish every day in under. I think it's 12 and a half hours.
12 and a half hours, yeah. Yeah, from 7:30 in the morning until 8 o'clock at night when the park
Yeah.
closes. So you basically can only be there when the park is open. So
I think only 19 people have finished it. One was Doug Mayle, and he did it last year, and he's doing it again this year.
and it's free, everybody. It's free if you want to look into it.
It is a free race. What's his name? Who's in charge of it? I'm drawing a blank. He has the most finishes at long haul. Oh man.
Oh, okay.
He's gonna kill me for not remembering his name. He used to be local here, so it will come to me as we're going through. And I only drew a blank because I was going to mention him.
Matt Mahoney.
No, so Matt Mahoney, I think, started it back in the day.
Yeah. If you go to the website, it's his page. So, if you go to the mattmahoney.net/Wickham Park, or just look up Wickham Park, it's hilarious. This page is real. It's you got to read the whole thing. And
yeah. And if you don't know, if you haven't been around a long time, Matt Mahoney was a old-time runner in the area. He's run Barkley a few times. I remember the first time I met him out at Lake Baldwin, he was drinking Gatorade out of like empty kitty litter buckets. And it was impressive. So,
yeah, I might go out there one day. I know I won't be there tomorrow, but we'll see. I almost twisted my ankle on my run this morning, so we'll see how it feels tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hurts a little.
Tommy,
so
Tommy Grenovich, thank you for looking at that. How did I miss Tommy Grenovich? Tommy's a good friend of mine too. It's just because I was put on the spot. So Tommy Grenovich is he's kind of in charge of it. So we're going to try and get him on. He might come on next week. So he talked about wanting to come on and talk about Wickham Park. So Tommy's a great guy. I missed that he moved up to Tallahassee area. So, but thank you, Katie, for telling me that. All
right.
It's Wickham Park.
Appalachian Trail. Are we have any other races?
Yeah, I don't have any stuff on that, but you want to talk about that?
So John Kelly of Barkley fame, everyone knows his name. Sunday he starts his Appalachian Trail FKT. He's hoping 40 days or under. Right now, Carl Saab has the northbound record, 41 days, 7 hours, 39 minutes. So, because that's where he started. He's starting at Springer Mountain in Georgia, making his way to Maine. So Tara Dower has the overall and the south. She went southbound record, 40 days and 18 hours. So, but John Kelly's hoping for under 40 days. So that's exciting.
Yeah,
I think
it'll be funny.
And it'll be all tracked. Yeah, they're doing all sorts of. You have to do all the record keeping and all the proof and stuff, anyways. So they're sharing. He shared some stuff on his page, and he's also trying to raise money for the Hurricane Helene victims
up in Asheville,
in that area.
In the mountain area.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to go donate, all the information's on his socials. So
we'll probably update it, or we'll probably keep it in the next couple weeks because it's gonna take about a little bit of time. So
we'll see how. I'm rooting for him. He's a badass if there ever was one. So
Marty dropped a podcast this morning with Rick Albanese. We got a little short video from them. Rick ran. What is it called? I'm blanking on it.
I haven't.
It was up in Alabama. Keith Ladego or
Chief Ladego.
Chief Ladego. I just couldn't think of his name. So here's a quick snippet from the podcast.
Yeah. Well, let's get this party started so we don't have to repeat any of this good stuff.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah, go ahead. Hurry to
All
rip.
right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Miles with Marty podcast. I've got my new friend, Rick Albanese, with me today. Did I pronounce that right, Rick?
You nailed it. Yeah.
All right. So anyway, welcome, Rick.
Thank you.
Glad to have you. Rick's just coming off a finish at the Chief Ladiga 100 about a couple of weeks ago. And that's a race near and dear to my heart. I did it last year. Really enjoyed the volunteers and the race staff and the course. I like the course there. How about you?
I liked the course until about mile 39 when two random dogs came after me. I saw them coming down. If you remember the part where mile 39 is, it's where the tracks are. You kind of come down and there's a railroad crossing, then it goes up, and that's kind of where those hills start. And I saw one had a leash and one was a pit bull that didn't, and they were eyeing me, and I was all alone. They started charging at me, and I thought, well, if I get bit, that's the end of it, and I've got an excuse to drop. But I ended up yelling at him a couple times and scared him away. But I warned the people coming the other way, hey, watch out for these dogs. Other than that.
That's scary.
Yeah. I know I've come up on a few dogs in a race. So it's a great podcast. What I liked about the podcast was they talked a lot about the 50 states, 50 marathons. And that's something I've been trying to do. I think I would keep on to call him Nick. Rick had 40 states, so he's down to 10 states left to get in the 50 states, 50 marathons. And so me and Marty were talking today. We were going to talk about it. Marty's just having a bad signal to get on, so that's why he keeps buzzing out. He's just driving right now. So, I mean, we can always push that to next week about the 50 states, 50 marathon. Bobby Joe, have you ever seen this website, the 50 States 50 Marathon website?
I mean, I've heard of it, but I've never been on it.
Oh, it's just so. This is what it looks like right here. It's so confusing. Charlotte's on there. Look at that. I didn't even notice it. I don't know if Charlotte was in the chat. But Charlotte's right over here. Yeah, Charlotte's right there.
300. Dang.
Yeah. So congrats, Charlotte. So Charlotte was just in the chat a few minutes ago. So she's front and center on the page right there. So congrats.
I mean, I've met a few people who've been on the, are going for it. A lot of times they'll show up at the fixed time races, especially since if they're older, because they have 12 or 24 hours to get their marathon in. So
yeah. I know I'm doing it, but I'm doing it 50 states, 50 marathon distance or more. So like a lot of them I have like 100 miles. So here's my list right here. So like some of them like Alabama's Pinhoti, a lot of states are Wisconsin, 6 days in the dome, all kinds of things. So I'm up to 18. I think I may have one this year. I'll knock out a state. And then
24 hours in the dome.
Yeah, 24 hours. Who was I talking to? I was on a podcast, and they're like, "You only ran 103 miles in 6 days." I'm like, "No. The race is called 6 days in the dome. I did 24 hours of it." All right. And so what else we have? We got if you haven't joined the Strava group, jump on the Strava group. I think Bobby Joe set this up a couple weeks ago. We are, it keeps growing every day. We're up to 36 members.
Tell your friends.
Yeah. Last week, it actually keeps stats of how it's going. Last week, our winner was Nick Urena. And it's because he ran the keys. I think the top three, Nick, Verdi, I never say that name because now I second guess myself every
Mathis?
Verdi Mathis. And what's the other one? Andrew Graham. I think they all ran Keys 100. And then you had, I didn't even break into the top 10. Bobby Joe was 8th on that list with 52 miles.
Yeah.
So congrats. So this week, we have the stats coming up, and
I've only got like 20 miles right now. Yeah, there I am.
So yeah, Alex Rosier. Great thing is he rides his bike on the weekend, so he might have topped out on his miles, so he might be done. While I was doing my tempo workout yesterday, I saw him on the Pinellas Trail on the section going up to Curlew.
Nels, if Nels gets competitive again, none of us are going to win ever again.
Yeah, I thought was Nels out at Ouray was there a backyard ultra out at Ouray or something?
That's what it looked like. Yeah, I didn't talk with him, and everything else was going on that I only saw it on and off, so I didn't get I didn't get any good information. So
okay.
But yeah, he was definitely crewing somebody.
Yeah, so you got Luke's in there running 9th. He needs a little bit more to get his start getting his training in for Cocodona. I think I'm 11th on that list.
Yeah, 14 miles ain't gonna cut it, Luke.
Yeah, you know what's funny is was it Tuesday night? I didn't want to go out for a run, and I'm like, I know I'm behind on the Strava group, so I'm like, I went out for a 3-mile run just to get 3 miles. Tonight, I'm like, I don't need to run. I need a day off. I still went out and did 2 miles.
There you go. We're inspiring people.
Yeah. I'll do some big runs over the weekend and see if I can move up. But I think last week, as a group, we logged, was it 1,084 miles? So this week, but we also had some people racing. So we'll see. Julian, join our group, Julian. So we get 200, at least 200 miles out of you. So that's the Strava group. If you haven't joined, go ahead, jump on, join that. What else? We talked about Cocodona.
The Runkin Challenge is still going on.
Yeah, we didn't have it. I'm gonna try and get one in this weekend.
Was it Nicole that just did one?
Did she? If she did, I didn't see it, but we can.
I think she hit 9 of them.
She hit 9. I missed that one.
Yeah, Nicole, you in there? Was that right?
No. Well, congrats. I think that's the record. I think Katie had 6. So 9's impressive. So I'll look up that, and we'll have stuff for that next week. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I didn't want that big one. I want this little one. There we go. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe. Keys was great. We picked up a bunch of subscribers, got us over to 300 mark. Nicole said she got 9.
Yeah, on the 18th.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna look for. I gotta figure out where you posted that so we can get that put up. So congrats. So we went over 300 on the YouTube channel, which is impressive. Our goal is to get up to start at 500. Here's our stats right here. You can see this. So anyway, I think we logged over 200 watching hours of the Keys 100, which was pretty impressive. So
and that was throwing it together last minute. So
yeah. So they're like 4 or 5 days behind. So we'll see what tomorrow shows. It went up over 100 and something hours today when it refreshed. So I think that was picking up Saturdays. We'll see what Sundays picks up. The day 1 of the Keys is the highest live stream we had. I think we peaked at Bootlegger at 800 views, and I think we're at 840 on the Keys on the stream 1 of the Keys 100. So
again, tell all your friends.
yeah.
Subscribe, and then you can say you were here from the very beginning when we have thousands of viewers. You can be like, I was there at the startup. I remember. So
some people were asking how they could support the channel, and we're not going to do Patreon on here, but one thing you could do, since I do have the travel company. So a lot of people don't know how that quite works. So basically it works this way. Like if you're going somewhere and you're booking a hotel or something, we can book the hotel for you. It doesn't cost you a penny. And travel agents work off a commission. So it's usually a 10% commission. So let's say you have a $200 hotel room, the travel agent gets $20 of that commission. If you're renting a car, usually I work with Avis all the time. So like our car rental out at Cocodona was $300. We get a $30 commission off of that. So we're not asking you to buy anything, but if you are traveling somewhere and you need help with booking a hotel or going on a cruise or something, that just helps support the channel. As we start to do more, we're starting to get more and more subscriptions. That costs us. This live stream costs us a little bit of money every week. Editing program costs us money, stuff like that, and it just helps us. And the only thing if you need help booking a hotel, that just helps support the channel. And as we start to build the channel a little bit, and the more we have coming in, the more we can live stream, and we're pretty excited about that. So we don't mind our time because we love ultra running, and we can sit here and talk running all the time. Yeah. So we love going to races. It doesn't. Our time is awesome. So in the show notes on YouTube is my phone number, or you can message me. So if you're going somewhere this summer, need a hotel, going on a cruise, need a cruise booked, pretty much open anything. If you just ask me, I'll tell you yes or no. We can do that. It doesn't cost you a penny. I had clients going out to Berlin, and so I shopped hotels for them at the Berlin Marathon, and I found that they could get a better deal going through the marathon company. Or the marathon website. And so I was honest with them and say, you get a better deal if you do it this way. And so I like doing the research, booking hotels. And so let us know. That will help us out.
And we will, with getting more with live streaming and everything, we will work with sponsors as well. So if you've got a company with that will be a completely different thing. So.
Yeah, and I don't rely the travel company. I don't rely on the travel company. For me, it's just a hobby. I do have another job. I inspect homes for a living, and I've been doing that for 10 years. So that's what pays my bills. And, but I would love to be able to go to races every day or every weekend and not have to climb in attics anymore. So it's stuff. So we appreciate it. So. I think that's kind of wrapping it up. If you're in the chat, hit that like button. I don't know where it is. I can see it over on my screen. The thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up. And we appreciate you being here. Anything comes up that you want us to talk about, just send us a message. We'd love more information. And we'd love.
Yeah, we'll take shout outs if you have a friend who ran their first race, or if you want to brag about yourself, we'll brag about you for you. So just let us know.
Yeah, and if you're a race director watching it and you want to get out information about your race, reach out to us too. So our goal is to provide information, and so anything you have coming up, we'd love to help promote it. So we appreciate it. So all right, we're checking out.
Thank you guys.
9:04. All right, we'll see you guys next week, and good luck this week if you're racing.